Let's talk about what happened yesterday at the hands of a disaster. Yesterday, the game against Miami was a straight up disaster on the part of DJ Durkin and Jimbo Fisher. Let me tell you, Bobby Petrino made adjustments. The first half was just atrocious. Every side, besides the special teams, the two plays that gave us a short field to score on, everything looked terrible. Offense just looked like the same offense we saw under Jimbo Fisher last year. I could have sworn Jimbo Fisher was probably calling plays first half. It looked the same. Defensively, it was just the softest defense I've ever seen from an A&M team. It was atrocious. Absolutely garbage. But at halftime, I guarantee you at halftime, Bobby Petrino had enough. He wanted to call the plays, and I bet he called plays the second half. He went downfield, and we made it a close game. But DJ Durkin keeps running this three-down lineman scenario. That doesn't. It's just soft. It doesn't work. It's just garbage. DJ Durkin should have been left in Miami. He needs to be out of a job. Getting rid of Elko was probably the worst decision ever made. We should have fired Jimbo and made Elko the head coach, but it's for another time, another video, another time. So we get the ball, second half, we go down, I think we score, and the offense just looks like it looks like the offense that we saw against New Mexico last week. It was amazing. But the secondary couldn't stop anything. It was the softest secondary I've ever seen in my life. Miami was just laughing out in the bank because they just threw dime after dime after dime. We made Tyler Van Dyke look like a Heisman contender that day. Absolutely awful. And that's the reason a lot of people say, offense. No, the offense looked good after the second half. I think Petrino took control of the plays after Jimbo just absolutely had an absolutely atrocious first half. Jimbo, got chewed out by Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino, he adjusted. DJ Durkin, he did not. Three down linemen, leaving people wide open, is not how we should play football. Not with the talent we have. We have a stacked defensive line. We got McKinley Jackson, Shamar Stewart, Walter Nolan. We got everybody. We have a top 3 defensive line in college football. We only use 3 of them at a time. Put pressure on the quarter. If we put pressure on Tyler Van Dyke, force some interceptions off him, we would have won the game easily, no doubt about it. But since we did a 3 down lineman, it just gave Miami the green light to just go dime after dime after dime. Now I'm telling you, DJ Durkin needs to be fired. He's a cancer that Jimbo Fisher is letting grow. Defense has regressed every year since we got Durkin. Elko would have never let that happen. Elko would know how to use the talent we have at the defensive line. Elko would have stacked the box and forced Tyler Van Dyke to make mistakes. That's how you win in college football. You force the young quarterbacks to make mistakes. DJ Durkin obviously doesn't do that. He lets average quarterbacks. Tyler Van Dyke's an average quarterback. Let's face reality. He made Tyler Van Dyke look like a Heisman contender. So, yeah, DJ Durkin needs to be fired immediately. This all lies solely on the hands of Jimbo Fisher and Ross Bjork. If Ross Bjork would have given him a contract, Jimbo Fisher would actually have an incentive to win games. No matter what happens, Jimbo basically gets over $100,000 per quarter. Let that sink in. $100,000 per quarter is what it comes down to. $100,000 per quarter to lose games you shouldn't lose, because he has no incentive to win. He already has a championship, which, by the way, Jimbo's one championship came at the hands of a stacked roster. Jameis Winston called plays. All these stacked players were not Jimbo Fisher. They were Bobby Bowden's recruits. Let's face reality. FSU gets that one national championship because of the Jameis Winston and all that talent they had. Jimbo Fisher, as well as he can recruit, he cannot use talent to save his life. He cannot use talent to save his life, and it's costing him. And if you're a member of the special teams yesterday, then you ought to be pissed, because Jimbo Fisher just let DJ Durkin have his way with the 3 down linemen, let Miami throw the ball everywhere, and let Miami took control of the game in the end of the fourth quarter. Yeah, if you're part of that special teams, unit that got them 2 touchdowns. There's 2 short fields after a Miami block punt and a Miami muff punt. You got 2 touchdowns. I'd be pissed because there's no excuse with all that stuff Miami basically gave you. There's no excuse to lose that game. There's no excuse. So Jimbo Fisher this is his 6th year, and we're still on our way to go 8-4, probably 7-5 at best, if nothing changes. And Jimbo Fisher, if I was Jimbo Fisher, I'd be chewing DJ Durkin out and saying, "Hey, you got to use all this talent you have in the defensive line. If not, you're out of here. You're out of here. Okay? Just use all the talent you got." Jimbo Fisher is the king at wasting talent at the hands of his coordinators. Bobby Petrino, I bet Bobby Petrino was mad at halftime and to control the offense. I know Jimbo Fisher was calling plays because the offense in the first half was atrocious. But at halftime, I bet Bobby Petrino had enough. Decided, hey, Jimbo, I'm going to call plays. I'm going to get this team downfield. We're going to score points. Well, we did score points, but Miami still had complete control of the backfield. They were just throwing dimes all over the place. So don't tell me that, oh, Jimbo Fisher, we're young. It's Jimbo Fisher's 6th year. This #1 class is now older, juniors and sophomores. Let's be honest. If we lose any more games, they're all going to transfer out. I would, if I was the special teams or anywhere in that game that actually contributed, and we still lost that game, we still lose more games, I'm transferring. Yeah, I don't even know. I can't imagine anybody would want to play for Jimbo Fisher and DJ Durkin because they suck. They're absolutely awful. So anyway, DJ Durkin, he needs to be let go. Fire Jimbo and get Mike Elko from Duke. Duke doesn't need a football program. They got basketball, and cheerleading. I don't know what they got, but they got a lot of sports they can be proud of. You get Duke here to A&M, which is actually a football team, a football school. Make Mike Elko the head coach, and don't give him a contract. Make him earn it, because with Mike Elko's defense, we'd be good right now. We'd be a top 5 country with Mike Elko under control. Have Mike Elko be the head coach, defensive coordinator, and Bobby Petrino offensive coordinator, we'd be stacked and loaded and on our way to the championship. Not with Jimbo Fisher and DJ Durkin, though. They both suck. So, anyway.